It's different because I feel like you get put together with people that you don't know, so you kind of got to build that vibe and relationship before you get into the song. Whereas if it's just someone you've asked to come studio, chances are you know them, so you get into it a bit quicker. But I like the fact that you work with people you wouldn't normally work with, like in your comfort zone, and it's just they'll always bring a vibe and a perspective to a song that you wouldn't necessarily have seen. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to branch out and make something like that you wouldn't normally make. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Luckily, every session I've been a part of, we've all clicked in the same kind of vibe and whatnot. And sometimes it takes longer than others, but I've never been in a session where it's just not connected, thankfully. But I don't know, you talk about random things. Usually it's always like, oh, when did you first start doing this? How long have you been doing music? What's your usual background? Like to get familiar with the person's strengths and weaknesses. Do you know, I can never walk into a session like this with so many different people from different backgrounds and say a sound like this. But because I write all the time and I write for every single tempo, chances are whatever type of song we make, I'll have lyrics for it. And then I can always just tailor it and slightly alter it to fit the vibe or the topic of whatever that song is. Or if it's like really obscure, then I can always make something fresh. But most of the time, whatever the vibe is, I'm quite versatile. I think it all depends. Like if I can see that everyone in the session's clicking quite well, but it's not necessarily something in my element, then obviously this is just one song. I'm happy we'll sort this song out and then make another one that might be more tailored to my style or me, for example. It's all about give and take and kind of just understanding there's three, four people in a room. Everyone's gonna makes a different sound, for example. So it's just about understanding that you're there to make something new, but as well as making something you're comfortable with at some point throughout the session. I have no idea. Like me personally, every song I make, if I'm really excited about it, I always say, yeah, this is like a hit or something like that. But I feel like you can never truly tell. It always takes like a third opinion or an outside opinion for someone random to just walk into the room, hear the song and go, yeah. In the meantime, I just stay making songs, improving them any way we can, and then just I don't know. It's up to everyone else if they think it's the one. Because I'm always gonna think every song's the one. In the actual song process, I think it varies. So yesterday when I was in the studio, there was someone playing the guitar in there, a pianist, and someone was singing. So we started on the melodies first, and then the drums got added after. Today we started with the drums. Because everyone in the room was rappers, and then the singers came later on. So then the singing added on later. So mostly it depends on the creatives in the room whether they're more kind of towards the percussion side or if they're more on the melodical side. And then you build it from there and go. So if it's the melodies, I will catch a vibe for it. I'll catch a little idea for a lyric, write a lyric. The singer will probably start doing a little riff. If it's on the percussion side, then he'll make the drums. I'll rather than write the lyrics, I'll start humming a flow to fit the vibe of the drum pattern. Um, and then yeah, just kind of take it from there. But I never walk into any session thinking I'm going to approach this the same way every single time, because number one, that's just not practical, and two, you're just going to come out with something of a similar sound or similar verse all the time, which I think is you want to be unique. It was great. I met some good people. I still speak to everyone that I worked with on that day. Now one of them is here as well, literally downstairs. Another one was a singer who I used to lose my voice a lot, so now he helps me with vocal coaching so I don't lose my voice. In hindsight, it's just it's a really good idea to network, especially coming from like a grime background. I know everyone in grime, but outside of that world, it's always new and kind of alien and foreign to me. So I try to soak it up as much as I can, say hi to everyone, go around, do the rounds. And if there's certain people I click with, I'll just try and build on that and stay in contact. So like yesterday, it was me, Io, Camille, Maverick Saber, Alistair, and myself. And we all just really clicked. We most of the time we spent talking and we made a little idea. We didn't even get to finish it off, but it was what we did make has got such a good vibe and energy to it. You can tell that we all just blended together really, really well. So then obviously we'll come back another time and finish that off probably like tomorrow or depending when everyone's back in. But yeah, yeah, it's been a crazy year so far, definitely. Next is just some bigger and better stuff now. Like I've been doing really well in the grime scene now, so I'm got quite a couple of features with some really big prominent names, some legends. Also having song that I've just released, Hustle Hard's on the new FIFA soundtrack, which was kind of like my first venture outside of grime into like rap, old school hip hop. So I'm gonna go a little bit more into that area as well with a couple artists and producers. Some of them here today, for example. Um, and I'm just, I feel like I'm very blessed to be where I am, and there's a lot of people that support my music, and I feel like I haven't really had the opportunity to show that love back to people yet. So that's one thing that's really on my radar. I really want to give back and just say thank you to people that support me, because I've only been doing this 3 years now. Like I'm 19. I literally started in year 11, and to get where I am and be where I am right now is still surreal for me. So I just want to find the opportunity to give thanks to the people that support me for that. But bigger and better things always coming.